Hi, today I wanted to record the progress of my cattleyas. It's probably the first spring when my cattleyas do something, and all of them do something, and none of them just sitting there and sulking. So that's really great. And so I just want to capture their size and their basically their activity at this moment so I could compare later. So the star of the show is my Cattleya White Bridal, who is growing buds. See, there are 4 buds. They're gonna open soon, I think. It's a beautiful white flowered Cattleya, which smells like roses. Very nice smell. And it's one of my favorites because it blooms twice per season. So it will bloom now, and then after short rest, it will produce another bulb and bloom again sometime in summer later on. So see, just as last year, it's I think it's on schedule for the first blooming. And I grow it in sphagnum moss just because it came in sphagnum moss. I didn't want to disturb it because it was in bud when it came. So I just basically moved it from pot to pot without touching the roots. At some point I will need to repot it, but I don't want to touch it now either. So maybe after this blooming, I will attempt when it will start growing next bulb. Maybe then I will repot it. So that's White Bridal. Now beside it, that's my Cattleya Triangi New City, and it's growing beautiful fat new growth. Yeah, so I got this plant from Orchids in Our Tropics. It's a large plant, and all those spots are from sun. It's a sun damage. That's how it reacts to a lot of sun, because this place gives a lot of sun when later in the day. It's early morning now. And so it's progressing well, growing new bulb. We'll see if it will bloom or not, but at least it's growing. Now this is Cattleya Ludimaniana. It has clonal names. Inferno crossed with Ceasar Fernandez, I think. It's from Genera, and it's growing this and this 2 new bulbs. They were growing all through the winter, so I don't know. I didn't expect it to grow during winter, but it did. So we'll see. There's something like she's trying to come out, but we'll see if it'll bloom or not. I'm not sure yet. But again, it's quite healthy, and the roots are bursting out of the pot. See? But I'm not repotting it until it blooms. I'm not touching it. Now beside is Cattleya Trianae. I don't know how to say it correctly. And when I read Chadwick's article about this Cattleya, it says that this Cattleya blooms during winter, and during summer it produces 1 bulb, and then the second bulb, and after 2 bulbs are produced, then they bloom together sometime in winter. So I guess I shouldn't wait for the blooms on this one now, and so we'll see if it happens. So this one is coerulea type, so it's supposed to be blue. I think it will be nice if it will bloom, but for now it's pretty healthy. It's creating a new bulb, and then we'll wait for the second bulb, and then we'll wait for the blooms. The next, I think I have 11 Cattleyas, so might be long video. This one is Cattleya Vestalis, which is dowiana crossed with maxima, and it's growing new growth. I got it from Genera, and there were 2 or 3 more bulbs on the back. I just chopped them off and sent to Rhyncholaelia just to share this orchid. So I'm hoping this new growth will bloom for me. See, it's growing very well. Cattleya Vestalis. And here is my pride and joy, just because I'm growing this plant from 2 back bulbs that Rhyncholaelia sent me last year. This is Cattleya Anceps. So she sent me these 2 bulbs that didn't have leaves or roots, and yeah, it produced me a new bulb. Now there is a little nodding of the second bulb growing, see? And there's also two whooping roots right there. So I'm hoping it will eventually become a large plant. I'm really happy that those 2 like old bulbs, old and wrinkled, were able to produce something so nice. Now on this side of my shelf, I have Rhyncholaelia digbyana, which bloomed in the spring, earlier in the spring. Now, this new bulb that bloomed, producing roots, so that's the cycle then. It grows the bulb, then it blooms, and then it grows the root. And then after that, I assume it'll start to grow new bulb. We'll see. Again, there were 2 more bulbs on the back, so I cut them to share. But I don't think plant was really upset about losing those bulbs, because look, it's still growing, the roots and everything. And it looks healthy. Rhyncholaelia digbyana. And here I have Cattleya Sea Breeze. And it's growing this new bulb, which is pretty far ahead now. And somewhere there, really deep, I can see a sheath. So it might actually come out. Now last bulb, previous one, this one here, tried to produce the bud. It produced me a sheath, and there was a bud, I saw it, but then it got brown and died. I assume at some point I didn't water it enough, maybe. So now I'm watering this regularly, so I'm hoping like this bulb will give me some flowers. And here on the top, I have Cattleya loddiggesii right there. There's a new growth, little nubbing of a new growth. So this is loddiggesii Perfection Cross Self from Orchid in USA. It will be pretty nice flower, I think. And yeah, it started new growth, which is good. So those are the potted Cattleyas. And I also have 2 mounted Cattleyas. This one is Cattleya maxima. They're mounted because they had major root loss, and so I find on the mounts it's easier for me to recover the roots. And it seems like it's working. At least plants didn't die, and there one and the second growth appeared there. So Cattleya maxima. Hopefully it'll bounce back from losing the roots. And the last one, but not the least, is this tiny Cattleya alaorii, which also was, it had no roots and it was so dehydrated. Notice all the leaves are kind of wrinkled, but I think it's doing better now. It's standing here because I took it out of the tank. It's right now in the tank because I think humid and warm conditions, it likes it. Her leaves don't get any spots there, so I keep it in the tank. Most of my Cattleyas don't like tank because it's too humid. They start getting spots on the leaves, but this one's okay. So I don't know if this 2 new growths will be ready to bloom, but at least it's not dying, which is really good, and there's some roots. So those are my 11 Cattleyas and their progress during spring 2021. And so I'm waiting for the blooms. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.